Hello, Shining Ones. Megas here on a beautiful day in Asha. I want to talk about something you've never heard before. How refreshing is that in a world that everything has already been spoken? It gets boring, but I promise you, this is something you've never heard before. And I'll tell you why. Because this name, this word, it can't be heard with the ears. It must be known with the heart. And this word is God. Now, I know you're thinking, Magus, I've heard this before. You tricked me to get you to click on this video. I promise you I did not, my friends. You will hear for the first time today something new, the real name of God. How do you know you don't have the real name of God? Because when you hear a word God, you're going to have all the associations that you were brought up with. It might be Allah, Jehovah, Shiva the Destroyer. It might be a God that's blue with many arms. It might be a male or a female. My friends, the name is going to conjure up the things that have been ingrained in your mind since you were a child. But how do you know if you've actually touched the name of God? If you feel like you're begging out to a God that can't hear your prayers are bouncing off of the ceiling, and you're like, God, don't you care? Can't you hear me? Don't you see my suffering? You have to make up stories of why you're suffering. Oh, I'm being taught a lesson. My friends, the reason is you haven't touched the name of God. You've got an empty husk, the word God, but there's no essence, there's no truth, there's no reality inside of that name, my friends. That name cannot be spoken outside of the temple, outside of your heart, my friends. It must be experienced. It must be lived. You must become one with it. You know, yesterday, we're in Zarathustra's got this song too, where the very soul of the world, the collective conscious mind, is crying out, God, help me. Don't you care? My friends, and it was Asha that answered the Spirit of Truth and said, if just one man would align himself, attune himself to me, I would have rushed to him. Just one. My friends, but they don't know how to speak the name anymore. They don't know what truth is anymore. They don't know what real is anymore. My friends, so we got to go back to the original. We are the Magi, the original religion, and we have the writings of the original prophet, and it's completely different than everything else you have been told in these world religions. My friends, did you know in the original religion that God, get this, and even as I say this, your mind's not going to be able to take it. Stay with me here with your heart. In our religion, God was just good. You're saying, Magus, we teach our God is all good, but look at this, the original God, with the highest, it meant the highest principle of good. He didn't get angry. He didn't get jealous. He didn't hate. He didn't war. He didn't kill men, women, and children. He didn't send sickness and disease. He didn't send his children to hell. He was actually just the highest principle of good. My friends, you have been brainwashed. You've been handed a word called God that is not good. You've been given a monster that is called God. And that's why when you cry out to that monster and that monster comes, you think, don't you care? Because inside of you, that divine spark knows there's something higher than what you have summoned. This monster that you summoned, there's got to be something higher. How do you know that? Because that word, that true word, that reality, that truth, that Asha is ingrained in your heart. That's the only book, my friends, you can trust. That man's hands cannot touch. It remains pure. That's the star of the Magi, that the Magi follow, pure virgin consciousness, where the Christ the Savior you've been crying out for is born. My friends, you cannot make a deal with some deity in the sky. You cannot beg enough. You cannot cry enough till it comes to help you. The only thing you can do is, like it said in song 2, is to attune yourself. You become the love. You become the truth. You become a real boy and girl, and you step in vibrationally by frequency into the real world, the good world, the God world, Asha, the only thing that could come from a perfect creator's perfect mind. It's good. It's love without the hate. It's peace without the war, my friends. It's bliss. It's perfect perfection. It's heaven on earth. My God, my God. The original religion, Zoroastrianism. Zoroaster means pure starlight, undefiled, undiluted, unmixed. The light and the darkness never come together. The love and the hate never come together. The healer and the sender of disease can never come together. It's impossible. My friends, evil spirit cannot come into good spirit cannot come into evil spirit. They are not on a continuum. My friends, God never comes down from his high position. You cannot make him mad. You cannot make him hate and war. He is always the highest principle, calling you up. Asha says, if only one person would go inside and attune themselves to me, I would rush to them. They would step into me. I would live in them and they would live in me. Asha 13 says the original word, that original word, my friends, it cannot be spoken outside of the temple. That capital T truth, that capital R real, that capital G God. That original word that spoke the real world into existence. That is available right now as you attune yourself to that love without the hate, the peace without the war. That perfect perfection, that perfect name, that Asha, that spirit. The original word, only good comes from the Creator, and no evil comes from him. And from this original word is the spiritual world made straight, and then the material world comes into order. The spiritual world is made straight, then the material world comes into order. The original word of false religion is that evil comes from the Creator, and in that false idea is all the evil creatures suffer. You want to end the suffering in your life. There's only one way, and it's the way of truth. The way of Asha, the way of the name that is hidden in your heart. They told you don't trust your heart. If they tell you to go in and kill men, women, and children and bring back the gold, you do it. They told you stone your children. Don't trust your heart. Your heart might be saying, don't kill your babies with rocks. Don't trust your heart. Trust our Bibles, our Qurans, our Gitas, our priests, our prophets. Don't listen. They're trying to grab control of your heart and mind. Don't listen, they tell you. But my friends, that's where the truth lives. You know the difference from good and bad. You know good is good, bad is bad. Right is right, wrong is wrong. And they've had to make up these college courses of apologetics to explain away their atrocities. My friends, but in your heart still knows. And if you want to live in the real world, you're going to have to get real with yourself and make the choice for the all good spirit. And all the Magi said, Asha is